Welcome back to another episode of Jony and Kenton. Sorry we have kept you waiting. I had to go be an adult, and apparently being an adult is really fucking exhausting. Nonetheless, we are here. Kenton is here, I am here, and we're back to give you a special 2-month episode for the months of February and March.
What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning back in to Jony and Kenton. Per usual, we will be covering the latest, the greatest of music out in the past 2 months. And of course, we will always give you that shakedown at the end. However, this edition of the shakedown will be a very special one in tribute to Nipsey Hussle. So stay tuned for that and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this post.
So with that being said, let's jump right into it. For all of our regular listeners, y'all already know what's going down. We got 4 very simple categories, 3 new albums from these past 2 months, 3 other albums we have in our rotation because we listen to other music, and then pretty much the same thing but just with songs. So 3 songs from this month and then 3 other songs that we got in rotation. I will be starting it off here with the one, the only, the Solange with When I Get Home.
Hold up.
My drink on, baby, my mind clear. Baby, my mind clear. Still can't be washed away. Not even in that Florida water. On my drink.
A lot of people were trying to drag Solange for dropping an album with at most 12 words. But what I gotta say here is those 12 words were hitting like a motherfucker. And most importantly, the production, the art direction, the vision of what one Solange Knowles chooses to give us with this project was well worth it. There was no formal media release. They never tried to tease this or hype this album up like most other artists do. She just came in and she dropped it. And what she dropped was a very Los Angeles inspired synthy soul funk experience. And I am very grateful for it. Solange just comes in and just packages black womanhood into such a beautiful aesthetic piece that you can't run from it. You just gotta love it for what it is. And you get those vibes definitely off of certain tracks like Alameda, Bins, and then of course the opening track as well. I feel like all of these songs individually speak on things, but as a whole just create a very beautiful aesthetic. And if you were to listen to it, I would recommend listening to it front to back because it goes by quick, the songs are short, and honestly the little hooks that she puts in there are catchy enough to just put you in that little smooth LA breeze mood. So yeah, Kenton, what were your thoughts on When I Get Home by Solange?
This is definitely a vibey album, man. She came back hitting hard. I mean, honestly, Solange is pretty good about, just randomly dropping projects that are very cohesive, very well thought out, and also very soulful. And I'm really excited that she's in this happy space that she's in, and it's reflecting in her music. And also I can appreciate how she's constantly trying to uplift black people, especially with this album. You can feel that vibe that she's trying to put off. And so she's definitely presenting herself in a very cool, very laid back way into 2019, and I'm all here for it. Like you said, it's a very short album. I mean, 38 minutes isn't that long for an album. So everything's very short and you can get through it very easily, and it kind of plays like FM does. Once you start, you just roll into the next song very smoothly. The transitions are very nice. And yeah, and I really like this album. I think Solange will definitely be putting out more greatness throughout 2019, or at least I hope she does. If she does a tour of this album, it'll be very interesting to see how she plays that out. I don't think she will, but if she does, I'm very excited to see how those performances get laid out and where her mindset is. And also, for those of you who don't know, her rollout for this album was really cool. It was completely unannounced, no advertisements. She just dropped it, but she also linked up with blackplanet.com to actually stage viewing parties for the album, where you can live stream in and watch and basically participate with the other people actually in the venue to enjoy the live stream and just connect. And that's another way that she's just promoting the black community and black culture. So thank you, Solange, for everything that you're doing, and I hope that everyone enjoys this album, man. I mean, definitely give it a listen. Once again, that's When I Get Home by Solange.
Word. And with that being said, I'm going to transition into my second top album that I have from these past few months, which is going to have to be the debut project from the young culture god herself, Billie Eilish, with When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? This album has an absurd amount of range to it. I was very, very impressed because Billie Eilish typically has just been dropping emotional, moody, what is going on with your spirit type of acoustic, soul-searching songs. But in this case, there was an amazing amount of diversity going on with this project. You got a song like Wish You Were Gay, which is pretty much the premise of Billie falling in love with a boy who doesn't like her back. And her whole logic is like, dang, I wish you were gay because that would just justify you not liking me. But in reality, you just don't fuck with me. This hurts my feelings. To another song with an amazing 808 drop, just very, very electronic production, and You Should See Me in a Crown, which is a great, great song. It's high energy. Believe it or not, I've worked out to it, mainly because I too would like to see myself in a crown. But more importantly, that song fucking slaps. This album has a lot to provide, and most importantly, I am just in love with what Billie Eilish is doing. She's holding Gen Z down, doing her own thing, killing it with the hype beast looks, touring the world with her brother Phineas, who is also the main producer to a lot of this stuff and is just a great collaborator. Both of them together are making waves. I just love the relationship that they have. And most importantly, this girl has killed every interview that she's been on. I wish her nothing but success in the future. People are calling her an industry plant. I'm not about that because Bad Bobby is like an industry plant. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say Billie Eilish is that. Billie Eilish is just like the new, and like we gotta rock with it because this generation, our generation, we got a lot to offer, and it's diverse sounds. It's not like there's one thing that defines us. It's like we have seen everything, so we're gonna give you everything, and that's what Billie Eilish does in this project. The song I'm gonna drop for y'all here today, right now, is in fact You Should See Me in a Crowd, because I bet none of us would expect Billie Eilish to drop a song like this.
You should see me in a crowd. I'm gonna run, there's nothing to how. Watch me make them bow one by one, one by. You should see me in a crowd. Your silence is my favorite sound. Watch me make them bow one by one.
Yo, Kenton, have you seen Billie Eilish out here in these streets? What are your thoughts on her?
I have not seen her out here in these streets, although she did recently do a performance in Atlanta that I know was pretty lit, according to my friends who went to that. However, I just simply have not listened to or really paid attention to Billie Eilish. I know she's got a lot of respect out here as a young artist, but yeah, she's not really on my radar yet. I've been meaning to like put some time in and invest into her music, but honestly, you seem to got that covered, so I'm just gonna hold off on it until I come across something that interests me.
See, and I respect you for saying that, because most people would just be like, yo, she's hot right now, I'm gonna say some shit. Not on this podcast, we keep it real. We're listening to the music that we listen to, and that's about it. Y'all niggas gotta make this shit hard. It ain't that hard, dog. We giving you that raw. And speaking of giving it to you raw, you're definitely gonna want to give it to your girl raw with this next project we got here with Eric Bellinger's The Rebirth 2.
What a transition. What a transition.
The Rebirth 2 is the R&B album y'all have been looking for if you've been on that. I know there hasn't been a lot of new R&B releases that have been coming. A lot of R&B artists missing right now, but don't worry, Eric Bellinger has got the project to hold you down. And I would argue the most listenable album on my list would be, in fact, The Rebirth 2. Whether it is his songs where he is solo, such as King or Innocent, or if it's a song featuring other artists that are great R&B or rap collaborators. But the song I'll probably play right now, which is definitely the most popular song off this album, which is Type Away, featuring OG Parker and Chris Pratt.
Man, I make you feel some type away. When I give it to you night and day, and day, and day. Man, I make you feel some type away, hey, away, hey, away, hey. When I give it to you night and day, and day, yeah, and day. Turn you to a
But Innocent's also really good though. And so is Action. So is King, and so is even, okay, I'll say this. This album was so good, for a quick second, Eric Bellinger made Mace relevant again. I want y'all to marinate on that. But yeah, it's wild. It's absolutely wild that Eric Bellinger can make songs so good that even Mace can be relevant for a split second. There's a lot of songs off this album that I feel like people are really, really gonna like. And if you've been missing some good new R&B in your life, I would definitely check out this album. Yo, Kenton, you listen to this album?
Yes, I did. The Rebirth 2, Eric Bellinger, 32 songs, damn near 2 hours of I'm about to break your goddamn back, fucking your girl. That's what this album is. This man has went off. His last album, it was hit or miss for me. I was like, okay, I like some songs I'm not really on. This whole album is fantastic. Yo, it's almost 2 hours. It's 32 songs of greatness. That's so hard to pull off. To execute that is just ridiculous. I mean, The Game tried that with his double album. It was alright, but it wasn't really there in full completion. I feel like Eric's been like gearing up for this or something. Like, this album feels really poised, and I don't want to saturate it by saying too much. I mean, I think you've given a good description. Some of the songs that I really like off this album, just to throw out there, are Remind Her, featuring RJ, Staring at the Ceiling, of course, featuring your boy Dom Kennedy, and then Insta Famous, featuring Shasha Jones. Insta Famous is so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. What you said about Maze is so funny. I can't get over that. God damn it. But also shout out to him for just putting out a complete project, man. That's what we needed. Like, R&B was kind of slipping a little bit in 2019, so I'm thankful that we got a good project.
Yeah, and with that being said, those are my 3 new albums from these past 2 months. That's all I got. Kenton, what do you have?
Alright guys, let me hit you with that giggity gas right now with my top 3 albums of February and March combined. Starting off with the one, the only, the original auto-tuner himself, T-Pain's One Up. Now this was a very, very, very clean album for T-Pain. I mean, since he got out of his record deal, finally started off on his own, I really like the journey that T-Pain is taking, sort of to almost like refine himself. I mean, before, with him releasing the 2 mixtapes that he released previously, where I think it's called Everything Must Go, where he basically just dropped all of his old tracks and started completely fresh. He has nothing saved on the hard drive anymore. Free of any contracts, being able to work at his own pace, drop anything at his own pace. You can tell this is the original T-Pain that we all know and love. Jony, what do you think about T-Pain's new album? Was it actually a one-up from Oblivion, or did this man just run into a Koopa? What happened?
For me personally, I felt like it was the same quality of Oblivion, but I liked Oblivion. So I think that was like a bit of a difference.
Okay, a different take.
Yeah, I feel like he's been giving us the same standard or quality of music. Obviously, Everything Must Go had like so much music on that. It's tough to say it was of the same consistent quality. But if we're talking in terms of like planned albums, I feel like it was of the same quality of Oblivion. So like, do with that information what you will, audience. It's very difficult because I feel like my ear is so biased. I've been listening to T-Pain since I was like 10, 11. We grew up with him, so you already know I'm gonna like this project, but it's also, one of my favorite genres, one of these artists that I have a lot of nostalgia with, so I want to be like very transparent about that. I like this album, but if you're not into auto-tune, totally get it at the same time. It's a bit generic. I think the music sounds generic, but it's generic in a good way. It's like popular. It's pop. It's rap pop. Like T-Pain dominated so much of the radio for so long. You can still hear those elements in there, but he has all of the freedom and the independence that he never had from before. So like, this is like his first real like independent album. And I feel like it's been marketed as such. Like we're not seeing it get shoved down your face through the radio or anything like that. Because of it, it feels like more of a natural, like better sounding album because we know about T-Pain's journey and him being like independent now and like kind of doing his own thing. It feels good to see him drop a project like this. I wish this man nothing but the best. But yeah, it's a T-Pain album. It's gonna sound popish. It's gonna sound R&B-ish. It's gonna sound rapish. So if you're into those things, check it out.
Yeah, man, that's a great take. I think you brought up a good point of him, just kind of starting out on his own and his own freedom, and specifically looking at his marketing. It's completely changed. Like when he had the engine behind him, the engine meaning the big music companies. You didn't really hear much about his projects as far as in terms of like advertising or marketing them. They just kind of like dropped on the radio or Spotify. You listened to him, it was whatever. But now that he's on his own, you can really see him entering different avenues. For example, hitting up college shows. He's even investing in email marketing now. He's doing a lot of Instagram ads. So he's definitely taking the wheel in his own hands, and he's trying to drive his career in the direction that he wants it to go in. So T-Pain, man, keep doing what you're doing, and I know something greater is even going to come from this, even though this album was wonderful. So yeah, then to move into my second album of February and March, I have to give credit where credit is due. This man has grown so much over time. It is The World Is Yours Too by Rich the Kid. Wow. I have not stopped listening to this album since the day that I was recommended it to listen a second time. So this is a point I'm going to lay into a little bit on this album because I think this is a very, very strong point for Rich the Kid. When you listen to it the first time, you're going to think, oh, this is a Rich the Kid album. I've heard this before. This is okay, whatever. Go back and listen to it again. And then that shit will stick in your head non-stop. There are so many good tracks. He's stepped up his lyricism. He's riding the beat like no other. He's pulling great features. He's really, I think, leveled up a little bit with The World Is Yours Too. And I like to see the development of Rich the Kid. I like that he's growing, but he's staying in his pocket as well. So I appreciate him for having the confidence in himself to stay there. Some notable tracks that I want to bring up is going to be 2 Cups featuring Offset and Big Sean. I'm excited for the comeback of Big Sean. That's a small side note. Racks Today, fantastic track. Whoa, featuring Miguel and Ty Dolla $ign. Miguel and Ty Dolla $ign on one track alone is a lot, but then you add Rich the Kid's bars into it. But the song that I want to premiere for you guys right now is definitely Racks Today.
I got a check to spend, ain't got a flex, I win. I said it made back a bin, you capping them racks is in. Fuck a hand out, I was trapping to the lights out. The right route, now I'm rich, I bought the ice out. I got a check to spend, ain't got a flex, I win. I said it made back a bin, you capping them racks is in. Fuck a hand out, I was trapping to the lights out. The right route, now I'm rich, I bought the ice out.
Honestly, my music streaming platform says that I've only listened to this song 19 times, but I know for a fact that I listened to this song way more than 19 times. Check your algorithms. I don't know what's going on with you, but that shit slaps. And actually, Johnny and I were talking about this before when we were discussing our lists about how good that song in particular is.
It's the flutes in the background.
See? It's the flutes, man. It's like the future flutes with the Rich the Kid sound. So yeah, you got any additional thoughts on this album?
Yeah, like what Ken mentioned from before, the first time I heard this, I was like, oh wow, another Rich the Kid project. That sounds like every other Rich the Kid song that I've heard. And then I went back and listened to it a second time. The only reason why I went back to listen to it a second time was just because the production was so freaking good the first time. That's gonna be probably the thing that stands out to like most people who listen to the album the first time. It's definitely the thing that stood out to me. It's just like, all right, I'm getting really like generic, like Migos-ish like bars. Like I've heard this flow a billion times, but wow, this production is super unique. Whether it comes to tracks like Racks Today, like Ken mentioned, Save That, or any of the songs that have a featured artist on it, you're gonna get unique production, and it's from all-time great rap producers in the game right now. So, but then after that, you're gonna get like a surprising amount of new bars from Rich the Kid. Not in terms of the flow, but in terms of the content that he's rapping about. Save That is a great example of this. Did you ever think that Rich the Kid was gonna make a dope banger about saving your money? Like, did you ever think Rich the Kid was gonna be the artist to provide that? Not a new Jay-Z track, like not a new Nipsey Hussle track. Like Rich the Kid is like, yo, you should take a check and save it. What?
Great take, man. Great point. Honestly, I don't think it would be fair if we didn't discuss the next album for my top 3 albums of the month, because it's so heavy yet so well done. The final album for my top 3 albums of February and March has to be Rap or Go to the League by 2 Chainz, executively produced by LeBron James. Starts off heavy, Forgiven, featuring Marsha Ambrosia, walks you through The Neighborhood, Threat to Society, Money in the Way, Statute of Limitations, starts talking that real stuff. Then 2 Chainz recognizes, okay, what is my audience? Maybe I need to give them a little bit of something to kind of break up the monotony, and that is High Top Versace featuring Young Thug. He moves to Whip, NCAA, the single Mama I Hit a Lick featuring Kendrick Lamar, Rule the World featuring Ariana Grande, Girl's Best Friend, which is definitely one of my favorite tracks off of the album featuring Ty Dolla $ign. All 14 songs go in. All 14 songs, and he walks you through a journey. He tells you the story. He is the only artist that's been able to completely identify with the young black, not even black, just young neighborhood, I'll say urban because that encompasses more to the general population, urban society, where sometimes your only option really is to rap, make music, jump on a beat or make a beat, or put a ball in your hands and go score something. That's your only 2 options. And 2 Chainz really breaks this down in a very intricate but very empathetic way. And I think he does this with great poise and beautiful execution. And so from this album, I have to give you guys the banger, in my opinion, which is $2 Bill featuring Lil Wayne and E40.
Like a $2 bill. Like a $2 bill. Like a $2 bill. I'm rare. 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 Yeah. I'm rare. 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 I'm rare.
Bay Area all day. Y'all know I love E40. Lil Wayne actually gives me a great verse on this track, which can be spotty here and there, but he comes in like no other for $2 Bill and for 2 Chainz. So thank you, Lil Wayne, for delivering. And 2 Chainz always handles his own when he's on the track with somebody, even if it's Kendrick. So thank you, 2 Chainz, for being able to give us those bars that we needed and also give us a little bit of that relief with $2 Bill. Johnny, what are your thoughts on this beautiful piece of work?
I don't think this album exists without LeBron. I think we really need to give this man more credit than I even think Kenton gave him. I think that we never would have gotten this type of lyrical depth. We would have never gotten half of the content that came off of this album without LeBron. Like, if you think about a lot of the aesthetic and the things that 2 Chainz raps about. These are things that 2 Chainz has had the opportunity to rap about for his like 15-year career. This isn't like this is 2 Chainz' like 3rd album. It feels like that because 2 Chainz really hasn't been making noise in terms of like radio hits and like reaching a larger audience since like his Good Music like 2011 days. But since he's been here, he's been giving us the club hits that we've always expected. Like LeBron gave this man content by like giving him wisdom in the studio with the wine glass. NCAA, there's no way 2 Chainz independently makes that song. That's just not happening. But with that being said, was it worth the Lakers not making it to the playoffs and Magic Johnson getting fired?
Yeah, so we're gonna move to the other albums of the month that we got in rotation. Once again, that is March and February combined, because y'all getting a special episode of Jony and Kenton. Jony, what you got for your other 3 albums in rotation?
Yeah, once again, surprise folks, I listen to other music, and because I listen to other music, I listen to other albums. Here are the other albums that I've had in my rotation for these past 2 months that I've been listening to a good amount. First of all, we can't avoid it. I am brown, he is brown, I like bowl cuts, he has one. Nav with the project Bad Habits. Now, a lot of people were trying to write Nav off as a one-hit wonder, a one-album wonder. Yeah, I dropped the project, but you know, he's on the Weeknd's label, so he's probably just getting fed a bunch of good beats, like he's not getting it out on his own. Well, Bad Habits shows you once again that this man is not just a one-trick pony. He's got more up his sleeve, and the stuff he has up his sleeve is just hits. This man has delivered with every featured song that he had, such as Tap.
Tap. Giving head taps, lip tap. They said that they were with it, but it's cap. Aiming at your fitted, push it back. Whack. One phone call, get you whack. Try to slap me, we gon' let it slap. Cross the line, it's too late, you can't take it back. They got my brother locked inside a cage. Take them shackles off his feet.
With Price on my head, to the individual tracks that resonated with me the most, like Why You Crying Mama. I love that song because it just makes me miss my mom. And like, you know what I mean? Brown boys love their mom. That's just facts on God. Like, if you brown, you love your mom. But anyways, if you're just looking for just good music nonetheless to go out to, you're gonna find a lot of good stuff off of this project. I wanted to shout it out, and I'm just proud for Nav to hold it down in his own right, pioneering the brown fuckboy identity. We're gonna move into the next project here. Definitely, without a doubt, the most abstract project I got on here. Yes, even more abstract than When I Get Home by Solange. We have Flume's new release. His mixtape came out of nowhere, dropped it out the blue. It is called Hi, This Is Flume.
Yo, this shit's fire.
Yeah, that shit was absolutely insane. I wish I could just play the whole project because it just feels wrong just doing one individual track off of Hi, This Is Flume. If you guys aren't familiar with Flume, he is an electronic artist. I refuse to call him EDM. He is not that. He is his own genre. I cannot describe Flume's music to you. You just have to go out and listen to it. Yeah, this man's living a wild life, and you're gonna be living a wild one too if you listen to this project. Go ahead and do that. And with that being said, I'm gonna move into my final other album that I had in rotation because damn it, I listen to other music. And we have to finish with, by the way, a great 2 months of amazing feminine energy with Kehlani, aka Baylani, in the words of Kenton Hipster. I'm not gonna claim that. It's not my thing. I don't say that. When she's dropping projects like While We Wait, it's totally worth the wait. First of all, shouts out to Kehlani for having a beautiful baby and just glowing throughout the whole pregnancy process. She fucking killed that shit. I don't know how, but she did it, and you can clearly see that pregnant energy paid off dividends in this project While We Wait. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful, listenable female album. Like, I've been going through a lot of stuff personally the past 2 weeks in terms of just like lady problems and stuff like that. So to hear this album really like stabilized me emotionally and like gave me just the perspective and the humbleness that I needed as a man to just be like, yo, check your shit. Like, honestly, you on some fuck shit. There's so much stuff that women deal with that they have the right to do and live in a certain way, and like, you know, I'm just getting in the way with just being a man on some fuck shit all the time, trying to reduce it to something as simple as like sex and like who they getting out with and all of these simple things. I finally was able to kind of like piece myself together through this album to realize, yo, I am a simple brain man and there's more to the nuances of women than what I originally anticipated. And because of that, my heart had to wait with While We Wait, and man, was it worth the wait. Regardless of if you like songs with features, which by the way, this album has features. We're talking Black, we're talking Ty Dolla Sign, we're talking Musiq Soulchild, we're talking Dom Kennedy. Or if you're just a fan of Kehlani, busting it down with them vocals, you're gonna get that too with songs like Morning Glory and Feels. However, the track that I'm going to give y'all today that definitely hit me most in the feels, resonated with me the most, and is the song I listen to the most, that is Nunya featuring Dom Kennedy.
Ain't none your business, ain't none your business to know who I'm with, or none of my shit. Ain't none your business, ain't none your business to know who I'm with, or none of my shit, none of my shit.
Man, ooh, I needed to hear this at the time that I needed to hear it.
This project has been a phenomenal one for me. Footsteps featuring Musiq Soulchild. The fact that she got to do a song with Musiq Soulchild is amazing in itself, and a blessing definitely for her, but more so it's a blessing for me, honestly. Congratulations on the baby as well. I hope the best for you.
And now that we've wrapped all of that up, those are my 3 other albums in rotation. Kenton, what do you have?
For sure, man. The first album that I got comes from Bad Boy's own King Combs, Sincerely C3. This was a really interesting album for me. I was expecting some Diddy level type stuff, but I'm glad that King Combs, I really don't want to call him that, but that's his like artist name, so I'm gonna respect him for that. I mean, I don't.
Nobody does. Let's be very clear about this. Nobody does.
Like, I really don't want to call him that, so I hope he changes his name, but it is what it is for right now. This is a really good EP. I'm actually very impressed. And I'm just really impressed with the way he's been picking his features and how he's putting himself out there. I mean, Heaven Sent was a good introduction song. Copping the feature from Jeremiah and Smokey Margella was really cool. And also putting on some other people that may not get as much shine, like AZ Chike and Kai Cash. That's a really dope move for him, especially since he doesn't have a real solidified hard body of work right now. And so props to him for definitely putting more people on. As far as the tracks that I really fuck with off this album, Surf is definitely going to be one of those. And the track that I will premiere for you all is Good to You featuring Ty Dolla Sign.
Dollar sign. No, 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 no. Oh.
I done been around the world, but ain't no city like mine. Took a trip out of town with Lil V and Kai. Met a pretty brown.
Yeah, man. What are your thoughts on this EP? Have you listened to it? Have you listened to it in your birthday suit?
Alright, well, you know, I've listened to individual tracks off this album, but I've listened to this whole album mainly because there's just something about Privilege, man, that just makes me not want to listen to a full album. And I know it's kind of fucked up to say, but we're talking about rap, and it's just like, there's no form of wisdom or information that King Combs is gonna glean to me as a man that's gonna be useful or relevant. It's just gonna be like, hey, I'm in this Maybach that I didn't have to work for, but it's still a Maybach. Isn't this cool? And I'm like, you know what? This is rap, so technically yes, but like, it's not gonna make me want to listen to his album. There are individual tracks on here that are absolutely great. I think the production on this album is phenomenal. I think the way that this album was arranged is great. I think this young man has an amazing vision. It's just like lyrical content that he's never going to be able to provide me that's ever going to make me want to listen to this album consistently multiple times. However, I do know the music is very listenable. All the tracks that I've heard are very listenable. Production is very good. And like the vision is there. Like the way he taps into 90s New York is so rare for somebody his age. Like he gets it on such a fine level, it does not make sense. Was King Combs born in the 90s? I don't even think he was born in the 90s. It might be a 2000s baby. He gets it. Like he gets the sound very well. And I mean, it's probably because he gets it from Diddy, who's like the god of like literally sunned 90s like New York rap in terms of production. But his vision is very unique. I like it a lot, and I just want to see him continue to influence the culture. I just don't know if it's gonna be like, I don't know if the best vehicle of that is rap, mainly because nobody wants to hear Privilege and rap, and unless he could somehow just switch up his lyrical content into talking about something new that we haven't tapped into, it's gonna be the same money, clothes, and hoes, and it's just gonna be like, your dad's been doing that, so of course you're gonna get that. It's just like, it's very difficult for me to gravitate towards it. But it is good music. I don't want that to get in the way of the message that it's still good music, you know what I mean? Shouts out him, shouts out Diddy, and also rest in peace Kim Porter. I'm like, while we're on this topic, I also want to sprinkle that in there. You know,
yeah, good catch.
Kim Porter held it down for just so many people in the black celebrity community, because like Diddy and her were like the first real like main black couple of prominence in the 2000s. People didn't realize, you know, like there was so many other things going on, and like even though Diddy was out here with J-Lo and all that stuff, Kim Porter still was a real one and held it down for the family. She was such an amazing human being, you know, all the work that she also did with like Kimora Lee Simmons and all that, just establishing like beautiful black models, like all of the stuff that she did as a human being and the way that she touched the people and the community just in general, whether it be New York, Hollywood, everywhere in the culture. Like she was just an amazing ride or die, great human being. And you know, it's just such a tragic loss to see her go like that. I know Diddy was going through a lot of stuff when the incident broke down. This must have also affected Christian and the rest of the family, but I just felt like, you know, give respects to that amazing human being in this moment.
The next album in rotation, Vacation by Nyomza. Now, if you all are not familiar with this Egyptian goddess, Nyomza is a very established R&B soul artist who has definitely made her own way into the music industry, and of course is delivering us with beautiful projects and great music, which is why we are talking about her today. Yo, this lady has the vocals. She knows what she's doing. This is a short 7-song, 20-minute project that she's given us pure vibes on. And if you need to see the visualization of this woman and her work, please check out the track Me and You. Look up the YouTube video, watch the video, and you will understand what I'm talking about. And now, I am going to premiere Me and You for you right now. Great song. I love it so much. And the fact that the transition from Lonely Nights to Me and You into One Foot in the Water is so smooth. It's going to be cool to see how she continues to progress and what she puts out next.
I've heard of Nyomza and features, but I've not listened to this project, so I gotta go check it out. And also, by the way, for the listeners, if you're looking this up, she's got a sneaky J in there. It goes like NJOMZA, so watch out for the J.
Yeah, there's no Y. It's just NJOMZA. That's that Egyptian lifestyle. And now I'm gonna move to the last album that I have in my rotation currently, which is Amala by Doja Cat. Now, we talked about Doja Cat here and there throughout the podcast, but we really never talked about her specifically as an artist, I think, in depth, and I just wanted to touch on that some right now, because this album really showed me how authentic Doja Cat is. When I first started listening to her way back when, I had a different experience. I was thinking like, okay, this girl's just trying to, I don't know, she's just like some sort of product of the industry, and she's not really making any of the stuff that she's putting out. It just seems too like, it seemed too not refined, but it just seemed too like common to the industry, like what I was already hearing. But then after doing a little more digging and going into her interviews, watching some of her live shows, you can really see that she's actually putting together like raw sets, raw projects. She's producing most of the beats that are actually in her work. She's finding her own features organically, and she's growing her own bass organically. She's not really being pushed, as much as a normal hip-hop artist. So I have a lot of respect and appreciation actually for Doja Cat. Even though she does drop, random funny songs like Moo, which was a huge smash last year and definitely went viral. And now even she dropped the video for Tia and Tamara featuring Rico Nasty, which goes up for sure. But honestly, Doja Cat has been putting out great music for quite some time, and I'm very happy that I was able to look a little more deeper into who she is actually as an artist and spend some more time with this album. And I really, really love it. One of the songs that I'm gonna play for you guys, which is just one of many great tracks. This song is definitely gonna get you turned. It's gonna get you. It's probably gonna get your girl twerking on you in the club if that's what you're trying to get. To be honest, and that's Juicy by Doja Cat.
I keep it juicy. I eat that lunch. She keep that booty. She keep that plump. Yeah. That natural beauty. Yeah. If you could see it from the front, wait till you see it from the back. Back, juicy. Back, yeah. Back, juicy. Back, juicy. If you could see it from the front, wait till you see it from the back. Yeah. He like it thick, he like it fat. Yeah. Like to keep on wanting more.
So yeah, like I said, it's a very high energy song. It's very fun. Doja Cat definitely has a great live performance of the song. If you guys want to check that out, you can always search her name on YouTube, followed by live performances, of course. Yeah, I hope you guys really appreciate this album for what it is and have a better appreciation for who she is as an artist. I'm excited to see where she goes in 2019, if she's going to drop anything at all, since she's, I think, still touring and still doing a little bit of stuff here in 2019 as of right now. But if she does, I'm definitely going to be around for it. So please drop more music, Doja Cat. Yo, you got any thoughts on the Doja?
I mean, it's good twerk music. It's a whole album of twerk music. It's for all them girls who like to get turned right before they go to the club. And I appreciate that, because we moving into the summer. And god damn it, I don't know what it is. There's something in the air, but April already feels like June right now. We pulling up, boys and girls. I hope y'all pull up too with this project, because Doja Cat is bringing that energy. And I like that.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. Ooh. Yeah, so now we're going to talk about our top 3 songs of the month. Once again, March and February, you are tuned in to Jony and Kenton, the music podcast of the culture today. Jony, what are your top 3 songs for March and February, man? I know this had to be hard because we got to cut it down. I mean, 2 months combined. What do you do?
Yeah, there was a lot of music that dropped in these 2 months, but I mean, only 3 songs really stood out far and beyond in terms of what I was looking for. 2019, like I said on our last podcast, is really becoming probably the most diverse year we've had in a while in terms of what music is offering us. You've already seen that with my 3 new albums that I mentioned for this month. You saw it with me dropping Flume and the other albums. But I think these 3 songs that I've chosen really shows the diversity of what we're trying to bring here, not only to the Jony and Kenton podcast, but also what we're bringing in 2019. So, to start it off, the first song I want to shout out from these past 2 months would be Sunflower by Vampire Weekend featuring Steve Lacy. Yo, the guitars in this song is crazy. The vocals in this song is crazy. Steve Lacy killed it in terms of just being able to come in with those hammer-ons and pull-offs. I mean, this song is very listenable. Ezra Koenig, once again, delivering in the best way that he can with amazing songwriting, just amazing arrangements. This is a Vampire Weekend through and through, but this is the most guitar-heavy Vampire Weekend song I have heard in a while. Nah, probably ever. This is the most electric guitar I've gotten off of a Vampire Weekend song ever, and it's great. I enjoy it very much, and if you get the chance, go look up the music video too, because Jerry Seinfeld does what Jerry Seinfeld does, and it's so enjoyable. It's just like the whole New York guy in the summer type of vibe. It's all the things that I love personally, because, you know, as most people who follow me on social media would know, I used to go by the name of Careless Larry David. This is just the type of ilk that I come from. This is the type of shit that I'm into, and it's just great. It's just nice, classy guys in their 20s getting by, being in a vibe, doing their thing. Sunflower by Vampire Weekend featuring Steve Lacy. Thank you very much. Here we go.
Sunflower in the morning, standing in the garden, all before you wait. No power can compel you out into the daylight.
Moving on to my second track that I wanted to shout out. Very, very important. You know, had to give it some love on here, because if we don't shout it out, I don't know if y'all would have known this track dropped, and that's crazy coming from this artist. But Frank Ocean actually released a new song called Toxic.
Again, I want to feel something, anything to make me feel good, so good. I want to feel something, anything, fill my lungs with you. I want to feel nothing, I wanna be numb.
It got to me, man. Got to me. Like I said, the last 2 weeks has been an emotional roller coaster. Just due to things going on in my life. It's specifically females. You know, I'm on some fuck shit as usual. Of course, it's the springtime. What else is a young man in his 20s supposed to do? And Toxic really speaks to that, because, man, sometimes I just want to feel with you. Sometimes I just want to breathe with you. And this is as Frank Ocean-y as you're gonna get. If you were a fan of Blonde, you're most likely gonna like this song, because it does sound sonically more similar to Blonde than it does Channel Orange. And was just a big fan. Thank you once again, Frank Ocean, coming in with all of the emotions that we need. Nothing more, nothing less. So the last track that I also want to shout out from these past 2 months would have to be King James by Anderson .Paak, because Anderson .Paak is finally giving us the music that we've been waiting for us to hear since Oxnard. I know a lot of people were disappointed with Oxnard, and frankly, from what I've been able to piece together through various amounts of research, it seems that Dr. Dre kind of had his imprint on Oxnard a lot more than Anderson .Paak would have liked. And this time around, with this next project that he will be dropping in April called Ventura, Anderson .Paak is back to controlling his own music, the sounds, the way he wants it to be, and Dr. Dre will not be as involved on this project. And because of that, we're getting that in the music. This sounds so much more like Malibu. This sounds so much more like the Anderson .Paak we're used to, and it's great because not only was there a return of sound, there was also a great concept discussed in the song King James. So with that being said, those were my 3 songs from this month. I hope y'all liked them.
Those are good tracks, man. Yeah, so my top 3 songs of this month, guys, has been a really hard struggle for me trying to narrow everything down. If you check my IG at Hipster Don't Lie, you can see all of the songs and albums that I listed for specifically February, but having to break it down a little bit, I had to make some sacrifices. That being said, I still came through with a pretty clean list. First off, Please Me, Cardi B, and Bruno Mars.
Please me, baby, turn around and just tease me, baby. You got what I want and what I need,
it's one of the greatest combinations that we've experienced in the past 3 years. I think Cardi B and Bruno Mars are putting out nothing but hits, and I hope that they are able to put out more joint ventures. The next track that I have been bumping throughout March and February comes to you from Levin Kali with Something Wrong.
Now you can hold it in, but if you let me in, oh, I'm gonna do something for you, babe. And you will find that you can trust in mine. If there's something wrong, I got you, baby. If there's something wrong, I got you, baby. I got you, baby.
Levin Kali has a very distinct sound. You will identify his voice out of any crowd, and I really enjoy that. And I enjoy the vibey West Coast feels that I get from him. He's a very chill artist with a very melodic voice, and Something Wrong definitely gets you moving, but also it's something you can just ride to. You can just sit in the car and chill out to it. You don't have to be hype all the time. So shouts out to Levin Kali for dropping this song, and I'm super excited to hear the album that he says will be coming soon. Hopefully he can keep his promise and give me a full project, because I need it, sir. I've been waiting 2 years. I need this project. Also, someone who I need a project from that has dropped 2 great tracks in the month of March is Schoolboy Q with specifically Num Num Juice. I really like this freestyle, yo. Num Num Juice is dope. Not hearing Q for quite a while, and then just getting Num Num Juice dropped off on you randomly, that was hard. That was hard. 2-door coupe, hopping out like Jack in the Box, nigga. I'm gonna shoot, get this 30s on that I got, nigga. Time's up. That just going in straight off like that is so sick, yo. And I'm so excited for this new album to come out. Jony and I were talking about this earlier. He feels like the Schoolboys might not drop that great of an album based on the singles that he's put out, but I'm fairly confident in Schoolboy Q's ability, and I'm also confident in TDE and their production, so I know if it's coming out of TDE that it's going to be greatness. They're not just going to let something weak slide through the cracks just because they feel like it's time for him to put out something. Nah, they would definitely make him wait, and honestly, I expect nothing but greatness from Schoolboy Q. Yeah, I love the song. I'm super excited for the new album, and I'm sure you guys have already heard it. If not, you should go listen to it right now. Yo, what are your thoughts on Num Num Juice? I don't want to summarize your own thoughts too much.
I mean, yeah, you kind of already did. So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of worried about, how this album's going to come out, because the lead 2 singles have been super generic. It just sounds like rap. It just sounds like regular rap, and you never want to see that from a TDE artist, because they have such a high standard for establishing an identity that will lead to a concept to be their album and their singles, and I've kind of seen Schoolboy Q deviate from that. We've just gotten 2 really generic songs with Num Num Juice and Chopsticks respectively. They are short, which I do like. I think a lot of this type of rap needs to be around the 2-minute 30 mark at worst, and they're definitely hitting that now. So I mean, Schoolboy Q is very smart when it comes to radio rap, and I'm pretty sure the album will have a ton of lyrical content and all of this other stuff. But yeah, as of right now, the 2 songs are good, but nothing amazing that stands out to me. I'm hoping Q can kind of pick it up here moving forward, but I mean, they're both great songs. Chopsticks and Num Num Juice, of course, the 2 songs that I'm referring to. Chopsticks being the song with Travis Scott. Yeah, I think Num Num Juice for sure is the better of the 2. I like the way that it opens, where it's just a cappella and then they drop the beat. That was pretty dope. I think that was a great introduction track, but then something about the way that Chopsticks also got released, where I was just like, wow, if these are the 2 singles, like, I don't know how I feel about the album moving forward, but it's just doubt. It's not me saying that any of it's bad. It's just like wondering what's gonna happen next. So that's just where I'm at with that. But all blessings to Quincy.
For sure, man. I mean, that's your honest opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're definitely not hating or anything. You're just keeping it real with how you feel. So, hey, keep doing you. Stay original with who you are. To who you are. But yeah, so now we're gonna move into our other top 3 songs that we have in rotation. Jony, you want to start it off? What you got?
Yeah, see, I had 3 songs on here, but now 1 song is gonna have to get bumped because, you know, priorities in life, and I don't give a fuck. I need to talk about this because I live in the state of Texas, and this is taking the whole fucking South by storm. You already know what's going on. Lil Nas X with Old Town Road. You best believe I got some horses in the back.
That song goes up. It goes up so hard, bro.
Big facts. I'm so fucking proud to be a Texan and to live in this beautiful, glorious state as the worlds of country and trap finally merge. Billboards, you better fucking put some respect on my man's name. This shit is country as fuck. This shit is country as fuck. I don't care if there's an 808 in there. There is a banjo. We got horses. We got tractors. We got more fucking horses. Stop playing with my man Lil Nas X. Give him that #1 spot on the country charts. That's all I gotta say about this. Drop that shit.
He put Billy Ray Cyrus on the remix. You know it's country. Don't be out here hating.
Billy Ray Cyrus out here, not only on the remix, but Billy Ray Cyrus was giving us bars about Fendi sports bras and Maserati sports cars. Are you kidding me? If you want to talk about bridging the gap, Billy Ray Cyrus and Lil Nas X has done it, not only with the remix, but also with the way they've been gassing this on social media. This shit right here might end racism. Straight up. Alright, just had to get that shit off my chest. I totally had another song in that place, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. We're gonna move on to the next song here, of course, with the man himself, aka Mr. Yeah, Blueface, baby, and G-Eazy. They coming at you with the track West Coast. We finna drop it right now.
Something in the water. Hey, oh, you can't imagine the way that this cash feeling. Don't know what's harder, the first or the last million. My last album took care of my grandchildren. You try to win, crack your head on the glass ceiling. What it is, sick with it is. The way this money look, I be signing Sony for years. Microdosing shrooms and I might just go pop it this.
It's a West Coast vibe. You already knew what I was gonna come in with. That bass slaps, the sample is fire, and I'm glad that they were able to add 2 extra artists on the music video, which is YG and All Black. If you guys go on to YouTube, you can see the music video for that. Just West Coast love from LA to the Bay. You already know what it is. I'm glad Blueface was able to give us more music because Blueface's raps are so offbeat, they're on beat, and I fucking love it. I love it so much. I hope he keeps making music.
That's every woman's fantasy.
And then Mama always told me I was gonna break hearts. I guess it's her fault. Stupid, don't be mad at me.
It's such an iconic bar.
I know, bro. Oh, I love Blueface. I love Blueface so much. And then finally, you know, I was gonna save this to the very, very end because I thought Kenton was gonna go first, but I will say my final other song that I had on rotation. I was gonna use this to transition into the shakedown, but we might as well play it, and then I'll address this and the significance of the song later. And that would have to be Racks in the Middle, Nipsey Hussle, and Roddy Racks.
I wish my nigga Fast was here. How you died 30-something after banging all them years? Grammy nominated, in the sign of shedding tears. All this money, power, fame, and I can't make you reappear, but I'll wipe them though. We just embrace the only life we know. If it was me, I'd tell you, nigga, live your life and grow. I tell you, finish where we started, reach them heights, you know. And gas the V12 to the pipe and smoke. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks.
Like I said, I don't want to dwell on this too much because we got the whole shakedown to talk about this. But man, to his last living moments, Nipsey Hussle was delivering us the goods.
Alright guys, so now I'm going to talk about my additional 3 songs that I have in rotation right now. Hopefully, these 3 songs in particular will bring y'all some joy in these very sad times regarding the death of the loved one Nipsey Hussle. But I'm going to get into it right now with, first off, Can You Dig It by Cosmos Midnight. This song is so vibey, so positive. It's like the ideal summer song. Like you're hanging with your crew, you on the lake, you're at the beach, y'all in the mountains, whatever y'all doing, put on Can You Dig It by Cosmos Midnight. I don't even know how would you even categorize Cosmos Midnight? Like what would you say that they are? Yeah, like it's like it is, but then
like
it's almost
pop.
it's like not at the same. I don't. Yeah, that's a really good way to categorize.
It's indie electronic.
Now,
pop.
if you in the hood with your niggas, maybe you don't pull up to the function playing Cosmos Midnight. But when you leave the function with a girl, go for it, man. The next track that I want to discuss is Big Ol' Freak by Megan Thee Stallion. This track goes up. Shouts out to Donald Gibbs for putting me on to Megan Thee Stallion.
Big old freak, big booty, big old tree. I'ma make him wait for the pussy. Hit it in these big old ski. Ayy, feet on the bed. I fuck him up in the head. Suck it, then look in his eyes. Then the next day I might leave him on red. Ayy, pop it, daydreaming by hot rocket. He hit my phone with a horse, so I know that me come over and ride it. Shit, I'm on the way. Ride on that dick, I'm like, hey. Usually I like to fuck, but tonight we gon' make love 'cause you babe. Nobody know. I fuck with him on the low.
This track is so fire. Every time I listen to it, I'm hyped. Every single time. I could be in the middle of a meeting. If this was my ringtone, I'd be turned up at a phone call's notice. This track goes so in, bro. And Megan Thee Stallion is so fine. This woman is so beautiful.
Oh my god.
Gosh. I mean,
Oh my
she's
god.
so thick, so nice, bro. Oh my gosh.
She's the right amount of ratchet too. And when she got the Todoroki like hair dye from like My Hero Academia, I was like, yo, just take my heart. Just take my heart at this point. You already know, man. I'm a fucking weeb. When she did the Todoroki shit and then acknowledged it, I was like, yo, I'm about to wear a fire and ice condom when I go into you just out of respect. Like, that's
my nigga said he's gonna wear a fire and ice condom. You know what? Touche, bro. Touche. Before we get to the much awaited shakedown, I'm gonna drop you guys the last of my songs in rotation. A very, very smooth, chilled out vibe. It's I Want You Around by Snow Allegra featuring Levin Kali. Yes, 2 Levin Kali songs in one podcast. I know. Oh my god, dude, you love Levin Kali. What's your problem? He's a great artist, bro. I'm not gonna hate on greatness, alright? And he dropped a great feature on Snow Allegra's song. More importantly, Snow Allegra's vocals are absolutely beautiful in this track. And if you just want to feel loved, if you just want to feel good soul R&B music, this is the track for you. I Want You Around by Snow Allegra. And in a time like this, surrounding the death of the legendary Neighborhood Nip, we all need a little love, man. And so without any further ado, let's get into it. It's the Shakedown. Alright guys, on this episode of the Shakedown, we will be giving a bit of a different vibe here. You know, typically we have all of the juicy gossip and all of the latest and greatest events and fiascos that happen throughout the hip-hop and music culture. However, on this edition, we will be paying respect to the late Nipsey Hussle, who unfortunately was taken from us earlier than expected. And this loss has been very hard, not only for myself and for Jony, but also for just the community, the black community, the Latino community, the West Coast in general. Nipsey really influenced a lot of people, and this loss has definitely been felt throughout the past week and a half. Now, I want to talk a little bit about who Nipsey was, what he meant to us being society, and just the things that have revolved around his passing. So if you all are not familiar with Nipsey Hussle, he indeed was a rapper from the West Coast, from California to be specific. He indeed put out many great bodies of work. In addition to him being a rapper, an entertainer, he was also a businessman. He started numerous businesses helping out the black community in particular, but also just uplifting the communities surrounding the Crenshaw area in California, in Los Angeles, California. And he was really a true patron to his hood, to the culture, and also definitely a true patron to the music industry. Nipsey was also a father of two beautiful children, Imani and Cross Ashgedam. He was also married to Lauren London. So just to start off, I would like to give my condolences to his family in their time of loss. And also, I would just like to give my respects to Nipsey Hussle. Thank you for everything that you've done for the community. Thank you for showing the community that just because you come from two separate hoods, it doesn't mean that you all can't come together and work towards a common goal of bettering society and bettering the neighborhood that you come from. This man was one of the only rappers / entertainers to go back to his hood and stay in his hood in particular, and be a figure in his hood, not only building up the hood but promoting it in a positive light, not only demonstrating and capitalizing off of the negative things that come from that environment. Just recently, they had the passing of Nipsey Hussle, essentially his wake. Just recently, they had Nipsey Hussle's memorial service at the Staples Center, where so many people showed up. You know, it was a very emotional time, just watching it online via BET, just listening to Nipsey's brother, listening to Lauren, his children, major hip-hop icons like Snoop Dogg, just discuss what kind of a legacy this man left behind. I mean, he really was a prominent figure in our society, and the sad thing about it is I don't even know if he knew how much of an impact he was making in society, and I don't think we really appreciated it until the loss came. And I'm not trying to speak for everyone in that sense, but I know for me in particular, I didn't necessarily have as great of an appreciation for what he was doing, solely based on the fact that his mentality was he's always consistent and he's always looking to push it forward. He's always looking to move forward. As he constantly says, the marathon continues. And so in that light, everything that he's done, I have acknowledged, and I know that it's great, it's impactful in society. However, I know that there were greater things to come in the future from Nipsey. And the fact that he's been taken away from us and simply in what seems to be an event of foolishness, it really takes a toll on me personally, guys. Like I said, I don't know Nipsey Hussle as a friend. However, his music has definitely affected me in my lifestyle tremendously. And and I'm very thankful for everything that he's done for me. Musically, I'm thankful for everything that he's done for the community, bringing people together. And I hope that his passing actually ends up uniting people and bringing to light the foolishness that just is continually going on within our society, so that we can prevent that from happening again. I mean, the fact that this man's life was taken over an unknown reason right now, I mean, everything is all speculation. There are no hard facts. But the fact that his life was taken in such a prominent time in his career, I mean, Nipsey has been promoting Victory Lap for so long, and now we finally get it, and we finally start to see the wheels moving. We start to see the engine pushing forward in a notable fashion in society. And as soon as that engine started, it was taken away from us. So it's been a very frustrating time for me. I know it's been frustrating for Jony, of course. He's also a big Nipsey Hussle fan. You guys will hear his take here in a moment. But I just want to say, this has been a really interesting time for me. Well, interesting past year for me, with the loss of Mac as well, and now the loss of Nipsey. I've personally never felt actual remorse from the loss of someone that I didn't personally know. And even there's been family members that I didn't really know that well that I've lost that didn't really affect me too much. But I've genuinely been affected by the loss of this man's life and the loss of Mac Miller's life. And so it's been crazy. I know music plays a big role in my life, and I know that the impact that it has on me, but seeing such a prominent figure in our society who not only pushed great music, quality sounds, quality verses, but also pushed positivity, unity, reinstilling into our communities all of those factors, pushing the black dollar forward. This loss really hurts. And yeah, I don't, that's basically where I'm going to wrap up my feelings, at least on the loss of Nipsey Hussle. In closing, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, dwelling on the reason why his life was taken, or I don't want to water down my feelings by saying too much. However, I do just again want to thank Nipsey Hussle for everything that he's done for me and for the culture, society, black people in general. This man really has done a lot, and clearly it's evident by the response that's been given in lieu of his passing. So at the very least, I hope you guys are dealing with this okay, and I hope you guys are able to reflect on his music and positivity, and let the loss of this legend in the game actually motivate you to stay consistent, keep pushing forward, and know that the marathon does continue, and try to continue to promote the ideals that Nipsey was pushing every day throughout his life. For me personally, I know how I will carry on Nipsey's legacy is I'm making it a point to pursue the things that I am passionate about, pursue my dreams, and stay consistent in the pursuit of those dreams, no matter what comes my way, and trying to remain positive and give out positivity to those who are around me, and also try to make sure that I am personally investing my dollar back into the black community as we struggle with that. So thank you, Nipsey, for everything you've done. I really appreciate it. Rest in peace.